Don't blink, it's your break. Welcome to the show. Because you are having a wonderful day. On this 6th September 2025, we are back with some Brooklyn Nine-Nine, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to say mesdames et messieurs, which is the French for ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? In French, we say gentlemen first, so that goes for something. And if you speak French, you say, no, madame is ladies, rage baiting. So as you know, by taking there's a big possibility that if we're taking the computer, we're either watching porn or we're recapping our favorite show. And I think the word 99 comes to a possibility. My thing, I'm in a good mood today. Possibly the humongous Red Bull that I had. My sanctuary now, where fears and lies melts away. Hey, 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 hey. Music will die. I can't do long because we have a tournament in about 40 minutes. So without further ado, Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. So we're talking about how season 1, episode 6, Halloween. Talk about how Amy hates Halloween, which is quickly followed by Charles loving Halloween. So nice little contrast here, if I may so myself. Charles is, as he says, super into Stooms, dude. I had the dudes because I want my boy Charles to be looking extra spicy, extra cool. As his kid would say nowadays, I want Charles to be skibbity toilet. You guys know what I know. You guys know that I don't know what I'm talking about when I say skibbity toilet in that sense, which leads us to the next scene. No correlation. It's a super cool opening where Charles asks people to guess his Stoom because his Stoom is every single year super complex. Let's just say like that. Charles has the habit of getting up to a reference that nobody knows. What I love about this show is how the actor breaks. So the actor for Amy, Santiago, is breaking here, which I love. One of the person that I noticed that breaks a lot is Captain Holt. And I just find it so endearing because the guy's so serious, but his actor is rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my friend. What is the name of the Captain Holt? Captain? Whoa, I wrote copy. Captain Holt. You gave me Captain America. Get out of here. Andre Broger. Rest in peace, Andre. Thank you for this wonderful world that you gave us. I felt bad not knowing Andre's name, but at the same time, for me, it's always going to be Captain Holt. Even up there, it doesn't have a oil painting of himself, if you catch my drift. So there's a really cool scene where there's this lady, this guy is as Hillary Clinton kissing another guy, and Jake is like, oh, I'll tell Bill. Which kind of made me laugh. There's a joke, not in this episode, but in the next one, which really, really made me laugh. I recorded it, of course. I had a laugh for, I think it's an embarrassing long time. Let's just say like that, right? So now we have the culprit. The whole evening is Jake Peralta and Santiago. What's kind of cool is the bet is here. 68 for Jake, 67 for Santiago. Which is kind of cool because they're neck and neck. You could even say they're connected. Dude, I can't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm becoming boils, and I'm loving it. Gobble gobble, gobble gobble. So we have a arrest, which puts Jake in there, and again, it's a funny thing. So the arrest in itself, is it funny? No, it's not funny. It's a guy in a banana suit that gets stuck into a revolving door. But it's a Halloween spiced. It's a arrest spiced Halloween. So we like it. We like it when it's a Halloween special, and we get a Christmas special where people are arresting Santa Claus. So kind of super cool. He's laughing about the thief, and Cole's like, you don't think it's super hard to be a thief. So Jackie said, I could take anything in your office and steal it. What is the most precious possession? And he's like, my Medal of Honor, which is, again, Andre Boher, thank you for service. how do I feel about somebody saying that they have a Medal of Honor for a role, but it's not a true Medal of Honor? Do I think it takes away from the people that have a real Medal of Honor? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. A food for thought, right? So we have Jake going to Gina right away. Now, this is a sad thing because later on they established that Jake. No, actually, well, this is a sad thing, but it's a great thing. They established later on that Jake and Gina were friends. They were like in high school. They were super close, and this is cool because Jake, being the main character, has all of these insights with other people in the show. For example, with Rosa, they went to the academy together. With Gina, they used to go to high school together, and I would have liked to see like Jake and Gina have this friendship since the get go, you know. And it's not really specified. It's intended because Gina knows Jake handwriting, and that's pretty much it. She knows also the story behind Jake's car. But knowing Jake is probably something that he said himself. So you got Charles who's trying to get Amy into. And Charles is trying to get Amy into. My apologies, into Halloween because she is a bummer. I also would like a story that says, "Hey, why is Amy so against Halloween?" We got Jake in his ceiling, which pushes Oat to put the medal in a safe where Jake doesn't know the number. Fun fact: in the safe, there's also a sandwich. So, what's the story behind that? Today I was uploading videos and I was watching. Hey, too much tuna. So it made me think about that. They get egged pretty badly, so not a fun night for Amy. But this is what I love about Charles. Charles doesn't let it establish his love for Halloween, which is a very Charles things to do. Charles might be a lame-o, but he is kablamo, loving everything, very enthusiastic. If somebody was to call me Charles Boyles, I would be a happy camper. I would do some camping outdoor, but happy camper. This guy, Big Bang Theory. Hello. Just saying. They have this. They have this. Whatchamacallit? This suspect, and they're trying to identify the suspect, but it never beats the one where Jake asks people to sing "I Want It That Way" by Backstreet Boys. This is epicness. This is possibly my favorite scene from Brooklyn Nine-Nine as a series, and it's going down in the history as possibly the most popular moments of the show. What do we call it? Rosa was kicked out of ballerina school. This is kind of cool because this is the first ounce of Rosa being a queen, I guess. I was gonna say something else, like a ballerina or a dancer. But I'm afraid if I call Rosa a dancer, she'll come in and she'll fuck me up. You know? So I'm gonna call her a queen. We have Jake disguising himself as a dancer, and this is a cool thing. Jake constantly F's ups when he's doing thing, but then you have a what should I call it? This is such a good episode. Geese McGeese. We have Jake at the end explaining his master plan, and it's kind of a gold master plan. Why is that a cool scene? Because the heist is becoming one of the most popular episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and there's a tradition. There's 9 seasons, there's 8 seasons, and there's 8 heists. So, me gusto mucho. Why did I say that? Because he has a beautiful mustache. Why not? They talk about chess and how his his uncle helped him learn chess by shooting at chess pieces. Funny joke, but not as funny as the one I'm going to tell you. We have, again, Charles chilling with Amy, which pushes Amy to change a costume. I'm going to call it Stoom from now on, and you're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. Until my mother herself calls me and say, Ink, please don't call him Stoom. I will not be stopped. Now, if you know my mom, you can call her and say, hey, please, get him to stop, but you don't know my mom. Fact. Jake is trying to get some pigeon in the air vent, which is pretty uninteresting, but leads somewhere. Charles is destroyed because Amy decided to pay Sully to take her place with Charles. And he's like, yo, How could you do that? We're partners. You hate me that much?" And then Amy's like, "I don't hate you, but I just don't like Halloween." So pretty good excuse, Santiago. But you broke my boy heart, so that's not cool. We got Gina's, who tells Jake not to stop. There's still some hope, which kind of sucks. You know why? Because Jake had a master plan, and his master plan was doing super well on itself. Except when you learn the true behavior behind Gina. To listen to Jake complain about not being able to trick Holt, but having Holt on the phone. So Jake was pretending not to be successful. That way, Holt was thinking, overcompensating for the unsuccess of Jake. Part of the genius plan. Makes sense? When you watch the episode. We have a pretty cool place where there's a bunch of bunny suits juggling with keychains, all to guess the exact price, which is kind of cool. Terry finds the teacher of Rosa, and we learn why she was expelled. She wasn't expelled; she got transferred because she was so good. But at second school, she got kicked out for beating up ballerinas. So only a glimpse of time before she became the evil Rosa we love. We know and love 50% batteries. We got Jake explaining his master plan and how everything went together, how the fire was just a diversion, the pigeon was just a diversion. He got the whole crew together. There's a pretty cool scene where Holt says how he got the team to work. And I'm going to let you listen to this because it's amazing.
I appeal to their sense of teamwork and camaraderie. For too long we've been put down, ridiculed, made to wear ties, but no more. For today, we defeat him.
That was pretty freaking funny. And Jake bribed them, but Jake is smart. You know why? Because he bribed him with what? He bribed them with doing their paperwork for the whole week. But guess who's doing the paperwork of Jake? Captain Holt. So this is pretty Machiavellic, and I love it. Machiavellic, you don't know Machiavelli? 9-9, huh? Amy feels bad about doing my boy Charles dirty. So yeah, she makes it up, and she's like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I got everybody to put some stew." Shout out to Gina in a cop outfit. White out. Are you seriously asking me white out to Gina? Are you joking with me, bro? Gina wears a cop outfit to a cop station. Hello, iconic. Queen. Don't talk to me until you reestablish, reanalyze your life, bro. Why a shout out to Gina? Suck it off. Holt admits that Jake is the best of the best, and it's a pretty sweet moment for him. Having Captain Dad tells him that he's pretty good. Episode number 7, 48 hours. Jake finds a old nemesis, which is really good because his old nemesis is presented in season 1, episode 11 with the Pontiac Bandit. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's a pretty good episode. So here we have this guy who keeps on getting away from him. Pretty cool scene where we have a cool, nice intro of Jake knowing exactly the MO of said criminal, said crooks. The MO is the same, which leads Jake to believe that the guy is behind it, but doesn't lead to arrest him. The guy calling him Joe Peralta leads to an arrest. Pretty unstable there, Jakey. Noise, as Charles would say. So then, Holt is pissed off because they have him under arrest, which means that they have 48 hours, which means everybody's weekend is kind of over, which is kind of sad because Jake just did a really cool thing for the team. He did a really cool thing for the team, So yeah, not cool. 48 hours, and this is why we call it 48 hours. Amy also had a date, which is kind of an excuse for her to not go on a date, to stay single, to possibly, date Jake Peralta. Nah. Would they do that? I don't know. We have Captain Terry, who is afraid of home because his brother is kind of freaking cool. His brother is bigger. Terry is a huge guy, very muscly, very tall, imposing, but his brother is even more imposing. So imagine you feel tiny to Terry, but he feels tiny to this guy. So I thought it was funny. If you told me like a guy like Charles Boyles who comes and say, "Hey, my brother's intimidating," I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, bro. You're 5'4", and before you make fun of me for saying that, I'm also 5'4". So why send aside my friend Charles Boyles? Okay, thank you. Oh, Alfred Jen. Help to the hill. Help to the hill. Did it really help? Not really, but hey, better than nothing. Better than nothing, Captain. So then we have 48 hours, which means we are looking for food. The looking for food is getting Gina to have pies, but then Rosa says her pie is better. We have established Charles as the connoisseur of the culinary art of pie, cream pie. Little sex joke for somebody that gets it. I got 3-4 years old that laughed. You shouldn't be watching my video, guys. Come on. So Charles, pretty funny. You got a joke with Terry, who is working out when he sleeps, which is again the character of the guy who's in super shape. But it's funny because this episode is a lot about Terry working out when he sleeps, and then there's his brother that's stronger than him. So like, what the heck is going on? Jake is trying to get to the culprit. Feels bad. He said, "Can you bring everybody home? They're pissed off at me." Jake and Amy have a good moment. Jake is able to see that Amy had a date, and he's able to make it up to her. So when he knows that Amy wasn't lying, what she does is he calls the friend, and he's like, "Yo, it's my bad. Go on a date with her. She likes you." Jake makes fun of Amy, and again, get a little smile. That's chemistry, baby. That's chemistry. I wonder if something happened in behind the scene with Mr. Andy Samberg and I don't know your name, Amy. I'm sorry. And what? Okay, so now people are gonna say, "Oh, you don't know Amy's name. You know Jake's name." I know Jake's name from frickin' Lonely Island. Okay, so you can keep your judgment to yourself. Thank you. We got Amy, who is ruining people that are not noticeably more and more asleep. Oat wants Terry to sleep because he just did a double, and Terry admit that he is insecure because his brother is so much bigger than him. You got the finale of the lawyer of the enemy of Jake, which is kind of cool because he said, "Yo, you made me come here from Poconos, so you're on him. I'm gonna go against you." Which is super cool. It's more so a case. This episode is a bit less good because it's more so a case of people and overdosing of people. We have Jake who makes fun of Amy, saying that this is gonna be her boyfriend, but it's kind of important because this guy is called Marcus. Remind yourself for later. Sully went to there. He went to the scene, to the crime. Comment about the toffee place being closed. We got some evidence, which leads the finale. So then what happened is the guy was stuck here for 48 hours, which led Jake to know that his best friend, who was his ex-cellmate, could have done the crime, just had to do the MO. And since he had a alibi, they could split the thing together and no problem. Charles solved his problem by being a weakling and not agreeing. By sitting on the fence, he said, "No, you know what? You're both wrong. The best pie is there." And he brings it to her pie. So yeah, that's pretty much the episode. In a couple seconds. Jake says apologies, which is kind of cool. Super cool. The brother of Terry comes in, super big guy, makes Terry feel small by demeaning him, but the Holt has his back and says, "Hey, guess what? This is a mission that only you can do." And the guy's like, "Oh my god, Terry, you're kind of cool." Coolest thing is, Terry says that to sleep he needs whale sounds. So Captain Holt gives them some, oh look at this, a little army. Give him some whale sounds. Now I'm gonna end the episode here because it's 7% batteries, but don't worry, you get the battery pack. We are still good, ladies and gentlemen. We are still good.